Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today we're going to be taking a first look at Canvia. This is a 24-inch digital art canvas. If you're wondering why I'm calling it a canvas rather than a picture frame, it's because when this originally was introduced as a Kickstarter in 2018, I believe that was the company's goal. It was to differentiate themselves from a world of digital picture frames that, quite frankly, weren't that appealing. So what we have here, as I stated, and this was furnished to me by the manufacturer for review. I've already taken the liberty of removing it from its packaging, so I wasn't going to call this an unboxing, is, as I stated, a digital canvas, cloud connected, 16 gigs of internal storage, iOS and Android app support. You also have a quad-core ARM processor on board, and the reason Canvia at least claims to differentiate from the balance of manufacturers is that they have what they call ArtSense technology employed on this. And what they at least claim about the ArtSense tech is that even though they are using an IPS panel, like many manufacturers in their segment, it delivers a much more realistic piece of art than the competition. So we won't know until we actually hook it up and test it out. We've got some mounting screws here. It is VESA mount capable, and this can exist in portrait or landscape. And I believe, this is the power brick, but I believe that with your purchase of this device, which it ranges from, I think, $400 to $600 US, and that depends on the color of the frame you go with. This is the white. I think the base is black. Then they have, I think, a walnut. They have two other colors. At any rate, again, the idea is that with the purchase, you get, I believe, a free 1-year subscription to their art service. And that's really the pitch here, is that you don't need to have one piece of art on your wall, especially one from another manufacturer that isn't going to look realistic. But here you can have one that will look realistic and that you can change at any time, time of day, mood, are you having a party, whatever it may be, the Canvia will support whatever's going on in your lifestyle. And that they're not the first to introduce this concept, but everything that I've seen online in terms of user experience since this officially launched and started shipping has been overly positive. So that's why when they asked if I wanted to share it with all of you, I said, of course, because quite frankly, I've waited for a product like this myself for a really long time. I've gotten a lot of questions over the years about which manufacturer makes the best digital frame on the market. And really, I couldn't tell anyone to look at anything specific. Mural is out there. Lenovo has their own product. But at the end of the day, are any of them, I'm just going to cut this open because it is fairly heavy, by the way, are any of them really differentiating? And again, I was happy that they actually reached out to me because I do think that Canvia does differentiate. And it is because of the technology they employ. And it's reflected, again, in user reviews. I was hard-pressed to find anything negative about this. And that's because you can, basically do anything you want with this. Now, they do have a premium subscription service as well. I believe the base subscription, not subscription, but the base service that comes with it gives you access to, I think, roughly 2,500 different pieces of art. Something in that vicinity. And again, this is fairly heavy. It is not a lightweight device at all. But then they have a premium service that you can pay for, which will give you access to even more works of art. And, basically through their app, which I will eventually be sharing with all of you once I get this up and running, you can customize, create playlists, so to speak, pretty much do whatever you want. And I can already tell you it feels well made, no question about that. It's all going to be a matter of how it really performs. And I've already seen one person on Amazon that was able to utilize this with voice commands, essentially setting it up with their Amazon Echo. So a lot of flexibility. I don't know about how video, if video playback is a feature too, if you, are trying to do something more than just traditional displaying of art pieces. This is a full HD IPS panel, of course matte. And then I'm going to flip it around so you can see, as I already mentioned, I believe this is the white version. And I think when they originally launched this, white was actually the most expensive out there. And black was the base model. But let's take a look at what we have here. So if I can flip this around without damaging it, you can see right here we've got, I'm not sure if this is one of the sensors or what it is I'm trying to read, or if this is an access port. Doesn't look like I can open this up, but this may be part of what they're referring to with their technology, with the ArtSense tech. And now when we take a look at the back, you're going to see where all the magic happens. So VESA mount right there. It will automatically detect whether it's in portrait or landscape. So of course you can utilize it in either capacity. I see down here we have what appears to be a VGA port, 2 USB ports, another terminal, some cooling going on here. I'm not seeing an SD card slot or anything like that, so if you were hoping for an SD card slot bay, I'm not seeing one, unless it's right here. I have to look at the other side of this board, which I'm going to do in a moment. And again, you're going to need to mount this using a VESA mount. I'm not seeing any more paperwork beyond the little Canvia welcome. They do have a QR code, which will get you going immediately, nothing on the other side. And this is an American company based here, of course, in the US. So I'm expecting solid support on this. Let me see if I can just take a look at what is going on. All right, so yeah, that's what I expected. So right here, you can see, get this at the correct angle, we have an HDMI port. That's our power port right there. So that's where power is going to connect. And then we have an Ethernet port, so you can hardwire this in the event you do not want to rely on Wi-Fi. But this does support dual band Wi-Fi, including AC. We don't have Wi-Fi 6, but that should be more than enough. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to see if that looks like it is a micro SD card slot, if my eyes are not deceiving me. So again, 16 gigs of storage on board, powered by I believe it's a quad-core ARM, of course, low-powered processor. And you can load on, I think it has 2 gigs of RAM, something to that effect, but you can load on your own content if that's what you want to do. You want to put on family photos or your own artwork. You, of course, have that versatility. And the subscription service is really the vision for the product, but Canvia wasn't going to take away your capability to use it in another capacity. So if you're wondering about actual dimensions, what we're looking at here is, I'm going to flip it around. Again, this is not a lightweight. This is a fairly heavy piece of equipment. You want to get this hung properly, get it on a stud, and you are going to have to hide the wire, which is going to have to go in the wall, no question about that. But in terms of the actual dimensions, get this back in focus, you are looking at, I believe it is 28, I believe it was 28 by 18 and a little under 2 inches thick. And that rounds it out. I mean, it is certainly worthy of being on the wall. I like the frame job. Some areas a little more seamless than others on the framing. And but overall, I'm just excited to get this up, load up images, see what their service is like, and the only challenge will be the mounting experience. But I'll be testing it out and reporting back to you before I find an official place to mount this. But any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.